film will start and then it will end. That's
Great.
what you can prepare for.
Perfect.
The film will start and then it will end.
I'm just sitting
good.
back and kind
You
of
know what?
admiring.
I remember when I interviewed you for
Can't avoid
Ant-Man.
me.
Yeah, that was true. You want to know what my treat was? This is how terrible.
I remember
it
you
is.
telling me this. It was something like nuts or something.
Well, that I did have those. Those were
was
those
something
were actually
really
pretty
bad.
good. It was
Tasty.
raw
Dessert?
almonds, like 12
Yeah,
of them or
like-
something.
Whoa.
No, my reward was sparkling water. Like my treat. I mean, it's great, but it's not a treat. Yeah,
No.
Jeremy, tell
No.
me about your diet.
No, I have a superhero Spanx on, man. That keeps it
okay.
on. No, I did other movies I was doing it during the time. For this last movie, I don't remember whatsoever. Everything's been in a fog for the last 5 years. That's when nothing gets done. When we're all together. I don't know. The film's going to begin, and then it will end. I'm thinking myself.
What are you gonna
I know
miss
I'm being such a
most?
jerk. I'm sorry.
You're such a...
This
Kids,
is the
it's a
hardest.
birthright.
It's 7 kids.
7 of them.
What are your?
Right.
Look at this.
Yeah, with you too.
So
Stop
anyway,
it.
Comfortable. Anyway.
Okay, this is great. This is
Film being over. If this press tour being over, that's going to depress me.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know you love it.
I do. I love it. I love seeing everybody. I don't like to impress, but I do love,
It is.
hanging with our friends.
It really is the best, like the coolest thing. Kind of, I came to the group late, but I feel they've welcomed me with open arms, and it's been.
You brought a whole lot
Thank you.
of anguish.
Yeah. Oh.
She only knows I exist.
Doesn't even know,
No, yeah, my daughter has no idea.
but she will eventually.
She's still a little young.
She knows that I'm on her pajamas.
Okay.
She won't answer my texts or my calls. She's 6, A phone at 6?
That's, by the way, that's good parenting.
That's good parenting.
Yeah.
No, yeah, my daughter really has
6
no
is
idea
you gotta
about
wait
this
till they're at least 7.
7.
Your kids are older though, right?
Yeah.
They're like Ant-Man. They're not crazy about the actor who plays him.
Yeah. They like him because
that's a
he knows
problem.
Iron Man.
Yeah, they are really into Marvel and the Marvel universe, and they just they want to know about other superheroes.
So do they?
they are honestly kind of what's Robert Downey Jr. like, and they love it and they follow it. My daughter is 9. She's really into Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, she loves it. My son is,
I like that.
I do too. My son's 14, and he just says, Winter Soldier, and he knows it's gonna make me laugh, and it does.
Yeah.
He,
That photo.
I love the way
amazing.
I love the way he plays it. He's so funny. He just sent me a picture this morning of him flipping me off in a T-shirt with my faces, like tons of my faces on it.
What's up, Dad?
Yeah.
He's really excited for this film. It's like, have a great day, Dad.
It looked like he had a lance or something. Was that an arrow? What was it? He felt like he was holding it. Was
It's
that
all
just
arrows with you, isn't it?
I'm just get right to the point.
I'm not going to ask you any
There
more
you go,
film
another
questions.
arrow joke.
Never.
You never wrapped.
Never.
So it never came to an end. So we can expect another one, a follow-up film.
I guess. I wasn't in the last one. Nor is he.
It is true. We did get those questions quite a bit.
Yeah.
We
don't know. We don't
know much.
So you don't?
I thought I was in the last one. Then I found out I wasn't.
So...
I might not be in this one either. I'm just sure because I love
So
interviews.
this film is just... You're just mind me here. What is going on? And that's our time.
Most of the conversations at Marvel, and this may really corrupt some people's imagination about what happens there. Most of the conversations happen on the way to the bathroom. So usually run into somebody on the way to the restroom and you stop. That's how you find out what's going on in Doctor Strange or Black Panther, That's how we pass in. Seconds away, I think tomorrow.
Yeah, we will be back in the post-production facility tomorrow, but that's it.
Okay. And they did warn you before that we won't discuss Endgame at all. I don't know. We've talked a lot about how our, the films that we saw in our youth and the theater-going experiences that we had when we were kids really affected us, profoundly affected us, and that we try to give those same experiences that the 12-year-old us had to audiences. It's really a strong motivation behind the stories that we tell. And our run here at Marvel, I think, has been marked by like disruptive moments of storytelling at the end of each of the films that we've done, because we want them to have a cathartic experience while they're in the theater and have something that they can go share and talk about after they've seen the movie.
But now you've got me wondering if like the 12-year-old versions of us would just like hate our movies. What if though?
It's 3 hours long. They would hate that.
Really?
That's a good question.
I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't.
It was on the long side for sure.
Might have clocked it in the 140s. I don't think we never.
So
This is a crazy thing to say, but
Yeah.
we never try to go to set with something with a 1.5 in front of it. As ridiculous as that sounds. So we try to always make sure we shove it down into the 140s.
We did try very hard because we knew in execution that, we're the type, we like to play on set.
Right.
We like to have fun with the actors. We like to explore what the possibilities are. So we did try to really screw the script down before we went into production for that reason, just to give ourselves a little breathing room to re-expand.
Plus, just from a resources standpoint, I mean, like physical resources, emotional resources, you have to be very targeted. There's a year-long shoot between the two movies, and you can wear out your crew, you can wear out your cast. You have to be really targeted in what it is that you feel you need. No, it always stayed at this length. It was weird. The original director's cut was at this length, and then we didn't get the entire film in the first go-round of production because we had to stop to go finish Infinity War, so we couldn't continue shooting. The intent is always to, like, on our part, not to have long films because we don't like testing the patience of the audience. Right. But this one is wrapping up 21 movies and the 6 original Avengers. Their story arc is coming to completion in this, and it's a lot of really important characters. So it just required the time.
I mean, look, that's a better question for after audiences start, wide audiences start seeing the movie. But I will say this up to this point that we have shown the movie to people, and nobody has brought up the running time being an issue. It seems to play well compulsively to people, regardless.
I mean, this is sort of the caveat we're giving everyone, is that we will not talk about the plot of the film. We've spent 3 years protecting it and committed a lot of lifeblood to it. We'll talk about the thematics of the movie, but as far as specific questions about plot, we're begging those off. And frankly, we haven't even shown the cast of film, so they don't know what happened.
To see their
reaction. I think that would be a spoiler. So, and that was the intent. We really wanted to separate these two films. I mean, that's the tricky part with what can feel like a two-parter, is that, well, why did you need to make 2 movies? Well, this is really, the first film told the story from Thanos' point of view. This film does not. And if there's a way you want to differentiate content or narrative, it's through tone and point of view. I would say that, yeah. This is.
He actually almost gave me something for a change.
I was trying to look for the spin on it, where I went and talked about how much I love pizza.
For coming to the fore.
So here's our broad. Anytime you add a character into an ensemble, it obviously would disrupt the dynamic between those characters.
Okay.
But I can give you, look, I think you've seen with every Marvel movie we've done so far, we commit very strongly to the ending of that movie and the way we carry the story forward. You see that with the way that Winter Soldier ended and moved forward into Civil War, and you see that with the way Civil War ended with the divorce of the Avengers, etc. And so we do commit very seriously to the ending of Infinity War. And in the way our road forward from that point was thinking about how those surviving characters, what their relationship was to that moment, and that experience, how do they move forward from that moment. And for people like Captain Marvel and every other character in the film, it just becomes about their very singular and individual and their very individual personal reaction to what happened and how they find a way forward, both individually and with one another.
In this one,
I mean, I think that because we're in the era of social media, people love to talk about and share all the experiences that they're having, and I think that one thing that we've strived for with these films is to be as disruptive as possible, and that each one of these movies ends in a very disruptive way. Because I think those surprises generate those conversations, and we certainly were not expecting that response to Infinity War. So it's hard to predict the response to this movie. Yeah. We knew going out there with Infinity War that it was going to upset some people, but you know, there's this Mark Ruffalo told us a story that he was in a theater in a ball cap and glasses on opening night with his kid, and when it ended, he said everyone sat there in silence until one guy literally ripped his shirt off and screamed "Why?" and started marching around the theater upset, and he snuck out thinking he was going to be in a lot of trouble if the guy knew he was there. So, you know, look, this is a really interesting narrative experiment. Over 10 years, people have a lot emotionally invested in the characters, and, you know, when it comes to an ending, which is something we haven't seen in the 21 movies up to this point, so this is going to be a unique film. When it comes to a grand finale, it's just hard to predict how they're going to respond to that.
In this one,
we're feeling the heat.
Yeah, I mean,
we're feeling the heat,
guys.
Yeah.
Maybe CGI it back on. Is it too late?
I mean, he was on the run.
There's a thematic reason for that.
Always. I mean, we try not to, you know, there are no random beard shavings with us, right? It's sort of.
How long is the beard?
Some random hairstyles, but not.
That's true.
But not beard
How long is the beard shaving sequence in the film? Is that why it's 3 hours long? There's like an hour-long beard shaving sequence.
It's a big beard, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard to hack through that thing.
Yeah.
His beard also has super strength.
I think it felt like the end of any other. Evans tends to react more emotionally than other people every time one of the movies ends. So, you know.
Right. And singing too. That guy can't be stopped.
We literally had 6 last days on this, you know, because we finished it in January, and then we had to go back and finish it again, and then we did some reshoots, and so, you know, it was really a lot of endings.
We've said this before about one of the things we most value about Marvel, and specifically Kevin Feige's approach to storytelling, is that even though there is an interconnectivity between the films, they very much have a one movie at a time attitude. Meaning, like, they give every movie the space to become what it wants to become, to have the life that it's going to have, and then think about how you move forward from there. And that is a really healthy way to tell stories, because it's a very thoughtful way. It's a very thorough way. And I think that is that's basically the road forward from here.
In a couple of years.
I keep saying Secret Wars because that was one of the first books that I really fell in love with as a kid, was Secret Wars, and this notion of event storytelling. And I think that's part of the reason that we gravitate so strongly towards these event films and these ensemble films, is that the notion that, like, you can contain so many different characters and so many different points of view. Yeah. And galvanize them around a story point is really compelling to us.
Right before the movie came out, I did feel a little bit of the pressure, just wanting to make sure that we're continuing to move forward. Representation is important, and the female story is important.
He cries every time we wrap one of these movies.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Yeah, they break
he
for lunch, and I'm like,
He's like, I promised I wasn't gonna do this. I'm so sorry.
I did get emotional. I did. It was, you know, it's not necessarily connected to the plot. Just the fact that this is the culmination of a 10-year experience and 22 movies, and it's a big part of my life. You'd be crying, you'd be laughing.
You'd be crying with joy.
There'd be joy crying.
Bring a pack of tissues and a 12-pack of diapers.
Oh! I asked if you need tissues. He said bring diapers.
Weird.
That's just Mark.
I think, he just got a problem. Sharing it to access.
It's very. I thought it was really brave of him.
Yeah.
It is 3 hours long. I think what he was saying is you're gonna need a pee break, but you won't want to leave, so wear a diaper. I'm hoping that's what he was saying.
That's what he tried to say at the beginning.
Okay, because he gets a little. He's with the words. He gets weird with the words.
Okay, interviews do begin, and they also end.